Hi, everybody. It's Susan Phelps,
And Judy Atari.
and we are your Berkshire Hathaway Florida Realty real estate information specialist. And today we are here to give you the August 2024 market report. And we're in good shape here. We're not as crazy as some people are at this point in time. So don't go away and we'll fill you in. We'll be right back. Oh, and don't forget, please subscribe. Hello, Judy.
Good afternoon, Susan.
How are you doing post hurricane?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Inland, not much of an event for us here. Just we were properly prepared and
Right?
we're down and we're good. So,
Right? Yeah, it is a lot about preparation. We had a lot of debris in the yard, but I live in a very, treed neighborhood. And
right,
actually, I live not within a mile of Siesta Key. And we were not affected so much, certainly not as bad as the barrier islands along the coast of Florida.
right.
The surge that was predicted did happen, um, regardless of the amount of preparation that was done. Many businesses and homes were damaged, and um, we'll see how that recovery goes in the next couple of weeks.
Yep, they're still sorting through stuff, sifting through stuff. Yeah, our coastal neighbors are definitely dealing with some stuff,
Right.
but most of our area was not
No,
badly
no.
hit. And as usual, our communities have all pitched in. I know a lot of boat captains are giving people a meeting point and said, hey, we'll take you to Longboat Key, we'll take you to Anna Maria. You can check your properties. A lot of people are pulling together and just as they always have,
Right,
great community support. So that's
right.
nice.
Yes. Okay, so let's get into the market report for August of 2024. We're ending the summer in a pretty typical fashion, wouldn't you say, Judy?
Yep, exactly. I agree. We've been a little quieter. And then last week I was running like crazy and already really busy this week. So I think it's our fall is going to ramp up.
I think so too. Okay, so let's get into the numbers.
All right.
Start with Manatee.
Manatee. In Manatee County, the single family home sales decreased ever so slightly of 0.2%. Literally, we had 615 transactions in August of 2024, and we had 616 in August of 2023. So we're pretty much the same as we were last year. Cash transactions were approximately 31% of those sales. The median sales price dropped just a little bit by 1% to 494. Last year it was at 499. So that's pretty much, and this is single family homes. Sellers are, I'm glad we're tracking this now. Sellers are
Me
receiving
too.
about 95.3% of their original list price, making that a slight 1.4% year-over-year decrease. So asking people aren't getting full asking price these days if priced appropriately. That takes in the houses that weren't priced appropriately. Active listings in Manatee County held steady, really close to 3.9 month supply of inventory. So that's not changing. We actually thought it was going to increase a little bit more and it didn't. One significant change we're seeing is time to contract, so the time you receive that offer, and time to sale are pretty consistent as they have been. 54 days time to contract, so just shy of 2 months, and 103 days to close that sale. As our president of our RAISM, our Realtor Association of Sarasota Manatee, said the market is adjusting and settling into a normal rhythm after the pandemic. It's your typical summer where snowbirds headed north, but they'll be back soon when the chill sets in. We couldn't sustain those huge price spikes forever, so it's natural to see a little correction happening now. So that's his take on that.
I think that's absolutely correct.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we expected. Nothing alarming, no craziness. In Manatee County, townhouse and condo sales dropped by 11.2% year over year, with 215 sales recorded, and cash transactions made up 44% of that. So that's still a significant amount. And median price was consistent, so we haven't had that huge price drop that everyone was expecting. Median price is $329,990. Sellers condos received 90.2% of original asking price. So that's a 5% year over year decline. And that's just on asking price. Inventory in townhomes remains stable at 1,276 active listings. So it's a 5.7 month supply. And as we've said in other videos, this 6 month supply is a balanced market where it's kind of even on both sides for sellers and buyers. Medium time to contract did increase significantly by 35%. That's our biggest change. And time to contract for condos and townhomes is 104 days. And medium time to sale to closing is up almost 15% at 139 days. One thing to note, as I always remind you guys, these numbers may or may not include new home sales. So sometimes builders report them, sometimes realtors enter them, and sometimes they don't. So some of the new home sales still may be lurking out there and not included in these numbers. I'm seeing a few price decreases for builders, but I also saw another builder that increased their prices. So not seeing a ton of difference there. We're still seeing incentives by builders, but some are marginal, like 10,000 towards closing, or they'll cover closing, but not off the price. More builders, I was out with customers yesterday. More builders are open to offers though.
Yes, they are.
And some say, no, this is set. So when we kind of navigate, we know kind of which builders those are. But I was asking them while we were out yesterday, are you open to offers? And one person said, I can present it. I don't think it'll work. Another person said, sure, absolutely, bring me offers. So just kind of let you know how that's going for new home sales.
And I love that we're getting that information on the percentage that the sale price to the list price is. It'll be interesting as we are sharing that information. I mean, we get that information on every transaction, but in general speaking, to our sellers, that this is what we're seeing that's trending right now. Maybe it'll, bring people back to reality. And as the year goes on, we'll see that number, well, it'll get bigger. You'll have a closer
I think part of that too is we're having some stringent requirements by insurers where maybe a water heater is a certain age or roof or certain things have to be done. And I've had some buyers do offers with the understanding that they have to do extra repair that maybe the seller isn't doing. And that's what that price difference is. So that comes into play too.
That too, for
We've
sure.
seen a lot more of that.
For sure. Okay, let's get into Sarasota. Sarasota, our single family home market, Manatee saw a slight year over year decrease of 1.9%. With 633 homes sold. And 36.2% of these transactions were cash deals.
Really similar.
And the median sale price remained steady. A slight rise of 1.1% is not a lot. So we're saying it's remaining steady. And the sellers got 93.7% of their original list price, which was a 2.2% decline from last year. So we're seeing inventory levels slightly dip from previous months, but they are significantly higher than last year with 2,907 active listings, which is a 4.6 month supply of inventory. The median time to contract shortened to 45 days, down from 52 days in July of just the month before. So into the townhome and condo market, we had a 22.2% year over year decrease in closed sales. I have to think, Judy, that is partially because we're having to deal with the increased HOA
Assessments.
assessments due to the high insurance rates, et
Yep.
cetera.
Yep.
That
And
is,
the new condo laws that we've been talking about for a couple of
yeah,
years.
yeah. So that's putting a lot of people off. There were still a considerable amount of cash sales for those townhomes and condos at 58.5%. And the median price did drop to 345,000, down from 365,000. Sellers received 91.6% of their original list price, which was a decline of 2.9% compared to last year. Our inventory levels for Sarasota townhomes and condos decreased slightly, down, maybe it looks like about 105, but we still have a healthy 5.5 months supply of inventory with a median to sale time steady at 72 days and 117 days, respectively. So, like you said, with our Raisin President's quote, our trends are in both counties that we're seeing the closed sales that peaked were in April and May, and we had declines that through the summer, which is just not that
Yeah.
unusual.
That was our norm. We just had a couple of years
Yeah,
of crazy.
yeah, I agree. Our inventory remained fairly stable over the summer. It's certainly higher than this time last year, though.
Yeah. And I would say sellers, there's higher expectations of sellers right now to have their houses in good condition.
I agree.
And fussier buyers, rightly so. It's a big investment. So that's one thing I would say, where in the past you might be able to get by just not ignoring something. Things have to be kind of polished and beautiful and or at
Right,
least repaired properly.
right. Well, in terms of median sale prices, single family homes remain steady after a slight dip in June, and townhome and condo prices have experienced a more noticeable decline for probably the reasons that we mentioned. And we have seen fewer cash sales, which indicates there may be fewer investors in the market.
I was about to ask you that. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be the general
Yeah.
assumption there. Will we see the rest of the year increase in most of those numbers? It is yet to be determined. So let's close with a, a, a welcoming note to all of our out-of-state buyers. It's almost impossible to consider living on the coast now, but people come back and
Right.
rebuild.
Resilient.
It's just the way it is. But we
And
have,
many of our coastal homeowners, that was their second home.
yes,
So,
yeah.
they view it as that. They
But
view
we
the,
have so much going on
yeah.
inland
Oh, yes. Yeah. Inland is great. Yeah.
that we're not really expecting to see too
Right.
much change in the market due to storms.
Yeah. And I would say a lot of people are looking for ways to help both here, Tennessee, North Carolina. I know a lot of people are talking about Red Cross, so might be an option for people that want to do something, if not to local Sarasota charities.
Right.
Manatee communities.
Yep, you
So,
bet.
yeah. Lots of pets. Support the shelters too. They need your help.
Right. Yeah.
So,
So let us know if there's anything that you need to know, and we'll get the answer for you if we don't have it. So
yeah.
until next time, bye bye.